really intensive. It's
Oh my
intensive.
goodness.
I
That
get
reminds
into
me
the
of Joe Walsh.
Does he have a large nose?
He went to see his grandfather before he died in the hospital. His grandfather leaned over to Joe and said, "Hey, Joe."
Okay, so a hamburger walked into a bar.
Oh, here we go.
The bartender said, "I'm sorry, we don't serve food here."
Okay.
I saw that one last night on the chat room. Somebody wrote that in, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Good evening. My guest today.
Good evening.
My guest today is a tree, a radio tree. This man's voice has filled the airwaves and influenced the sound of what would eventually become pop radio. Please welcome my guest and friend, David Marsden.
Well, thank you very much.
Good. David, I've been looking forward to this. Let's
I
start.
haven't actually, but
I know. Oh yeah, right.
But that's another story.
Oh well, yeah. Let's start at the beginning. Let's
Okay.
start when you were like 15 years old. Tell me what was going through your head.
that was the 1800s.
Close to it, yes.
What was going on? Well, when I was 13,
13.
I was listening to the radio, and I was listening to something called the Make Believe Ballroom
And this was where?
in Stratford, Ontario.
Okay.
So I was listening to the radio, and I thought, this is really cool. There was something about this mysterious voice coming at me and telling me stuff and music, and I thought, wow, that's pretty good, because there was a mystery to it then. You know, ooh, how did this get here? It's in my room. And that was when I decided that's what I wanted to do.
Let's jump a couple of years to one of your first gigs.
Okay. You know, well, you see, now there's an interesting thing, because I don't know what that means.
Let's say your first gig on air, where you felt
on
like
air, okay.
that you were. This
You
was the
know-
beginnings of your history.
My life.
Yes, for sure.
You see, but the reason I was confused on the gig, because when I was 15, I had a little band.
Okay.
And I had a little band, and we used to tour around, play little dances and stuff.
Wow.
And the band was called the Rebels, which is lover spelled backwards.
The Rebels. Nice.
And so we used to run around and out of the Stratford area. And then I got to know Ronnie Hawkins when I was about 15, and he was really impressed by my little band. So we all went to Arkansas, and we lived down there for a couple of years playing for Ronnie, and we worked his club called the Rockwood. See, I'm telling you a story because you didn't know this.
This is all new to me. I love this.
You didn't know this story.
Did not know this at all.
I'm
This is
going to tell
great.
you why I'm telling you.
Okay, of
There's
course.
a reason for everything.
Oh,
in life,
of
you know.
course.
So anyway, I had this little band when Ronnie Hawkins loved them, so he sent us down to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where we worked out of his club called the Rockwood. And we would play there like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday we would tour all around the whole area. So we'd play all around Memphis and all through Tennessee and Mississippi and Oklahoma and all that stuff.
And you were 15?
Well, when we did that, I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the reason I tell you this story, because number one, the band and myself recently were recognized in my hometown of Stratford, Ontario, and they put a plaque up on the building where we used to rehearse and everything like that.
That is awesome.
Now, why would they do that for a little band? Well, because the little band consisted of several people who became pretty famous. Kenny Kalmusky was the bass player, and he went on to be the bass player with Great Speckled Bird.
Right.
John Till was one of the guitar players, and he went on to play with Janis Joplin, and he's on her albums. And the keyboard player was a fellow named Richard Manuel, who of course was famous with the band.
With the band,
and now
of course.
deceased. And